What if I told you that motivation, the very thing we're told to chase, is actually the biggest reason most people fail? And that the real secret to success is something far more ordinary, far more unglamorous, yet infinitely more powerful: discipline. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites fast, burns bright, and dies quickly. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning, even through the storms. Today, we're going to uncover why discipline, not motivation, has been the invisible backbone of every great success story you've ever heard, and how it could change your life forever. The hidden power of discipline. Think back to the times in your life when motivation abandoned you. Maybe it was those early mornings when your alarm rang, and your body screamed for just 10 more minutes of sleep. Maybe it was the moment you had to open that textbook or finish that assignment, but your brain found every excuse in the world to avoid it. We've all been there. And yet, the people who rise above, who build extraordinary lives, don't do so because they are endlessly motivated. They do so because they have mastered discipline. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel in the moment. Discipline is the act of showing up over and over again, even when everything inside you wants to quit. Think about athletes who train through pain, entrepreneurs who continue building despite countless failures, or artists who practice for years before anyone notices their work. Their secret is not a magic surge of motivation. It's the simple, consistent power of discipline. One of the most fascinating aspects of discipline is how invisible it looks in the beginning. It rarely comes with applause. No one cheers when you wake up early to exercise, or when you turn off Netflix to study, or when you practice your craft in silence. But every act of discipline is like a small deposit into a hidden bank account, one that quietly compounds until one day the results become undeniable. People will call you lucky, but they will never see the years of discipline that made that luck possible. History is full of powerful examples. Take Thomas Edison, who failed more than 1,000 times while creating the light bulb. Did motivation alone carry him through those failures? Impossible. It was discipline, the relentless decision to keep trying, to keep experimenting, even when the world thought he was wasting his time. Or consider Serena Williams, who trained day in and day out, repeating the same drills for hours, long after the cameras were off. Her greatness was not built on sparks of motivation. It was built on the bedrock of discipline. And here's the part that most people miss. Discipline isn't just about doing hard things. It's about becoming the kind of person who does not negotiate with their goals. When you are disciplined, you eliminate the need to constantly rely on feelings or external inspiration. You follow through because that is who you are. That identity of being disciplined creates a momentum that motivation can never match. But let's pause here, because the question now becomes, if discipline is so powerful, why do so few people truly master it? Why do so many start strong, only to burn out or quit halfway? The answer lies in a deeper truth about how our minds work, and understanding it could be the key to unlocking your own long-term success. The turning point: when motivation fails. Motivation is powerful, but it's like a spark. It flares up quickly and dies just as fast. We've all felt it. You wake up one morning with energy, promising yourself today will be different. You'll hit the gym, write that book, or start that side hustle. For a while, the momentum is real. You feel unstoppable. But then slowly life creeps back in. The alarm rings earlier than you'd like. The workday drags longer than you expected. Friends call with distractions, social media tempts you with endless scrolling, and before you know it, the fire burns out. This is the breaking point for most people. It's where motivation vanishes and dreams collapse. But for those who understand discipline, this moment is where real growth begins. Discipline doesn't rely on how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're uninspired, or if you're not in the mood. Discipline is the quiet force that shows up regardless of circumstances. It is the unshakable commitment to do what must be done, even when your heart screams for comfort. History gives us countless examples. Think about athletes like Michael Jordan or Serena Williams. Their careers weren't built on bursts of motivation. They were forged through relentless discipline. Early mornings, grueling practices, sacrifices that most people wouldn't dare to make. Their greatness didn't come from feeling motivated every day, but from committing to the process when motivation had long disappeared. The truth is, motivation is emotional. It changes with the wind. But discipline is structural. It anchors you when everything else falls apart. This is the turning point most people never cross. They wait for inspiration instead of building habits. They chase sparks instead of building fires. And that's why so few ever reach long-term success. The suspense lies here. The very moment you feel your motivation fading is the precise moment that defines your future. Do you give in, or do you push through? That choice determines whether you remain ordinary or step into greatness. The power of consistency and habit. If discipline is the engine, consistency is the fuel that keeps it running. Motivation may get you started, discipline gets you moving, but only consistency ensures you reach your destination. Success isn't about one spectacular act. It's about small, ordinary actions repeated until they become extraordinary. Think of a sculptor. He doesn't create a masterpiece with one strike of the hammer. Instead, he chips away slowly, patiently, day after day. At first, the changes are almost invisible, but over time, the stone transforms into art. That's exactly how consistency shapes your life. Through actions so small they seem invisible, yet they compound into massive results. This is why habits matter more than motivation. Habits automate success. Once formed, you don't need to debate or rely on willpower, you just do it. Brushing your teeth isn't a choice every morning, it's automatic. Imagine if working on your goals felt just as natural. That's the secret highly successful people protect closely. Science calls this the compound effect. Reading 10 pages daily may not feel like much, but within a year, you'll finish a dozen books. Saving a small percentage of income may look unimpressive at first, but over time it builds financial freedom. Going to the gym 3 times a week may feel minor, yet over years, it reshapes body and mind. The danger lies in underestimating small actions. Most quit because they don't see immediate results. They forget that growth is invisible before it becomes undeniable. By the time progress shows, it's too late for those who gave up. But for those who stayed consistent, the breakthrough feels inevitable. Every day you build habits, either pulling you closer to your dreams or further away. The question is, which ones are you reinforcing? The pain of sacrifice and the price of greatness. Every dream has a cost, and that cost is paid in sacrifice. People often admire success, but they rarely see the silent battles fought behind the scenes, the hours of sleep lost, the comforts given up, the temptations resisted. Greatness never comes free. It demands a toll, and only those willing to pay it ever achieve it. Sacrifice feels painful because it forces you to let go of something you want now for something you want most. Choosing discipline over distraction hurts. Saying no to nights out with friends so you can study or work feels isolating. Waking up at 5 a.m. when your body begs for more sleep feels brutal. But in those very moments, the foundation of greatness is laid. Think of athletes. For every moment of glory we see on stage, there are thousands of hours of unseen training, strict diets, and relentless practice. Entrepreneurs who build empires don't do it by chance. They sacrifice stability, comfort, and even relationships to pursue a vision bigger than themselves. History remembers the victories, but it forgets the sacrifices that made them possible. This pain is unavoidable, and here's the secret. The pain of sacrifice is temporary, but the pain of regret is eternal. You can suffer the short-term discomfort of sacrifice now, or you can live with the heavy weight of regret later. Every day you're making that choice, whether you realize it or not. Sacrifice also acts as a filter. It separates the dreamers from the doers. Anyone can wish for success, but only a few will pay the price. And the more painful the sacrifice, the more valuable the reward. If it were easy, everyone would have it. But it's not meant for everyone. It's meant for the ones who refuse to quit. Here lies the suspense. What are you willing to give up to get what you truly desire? Because the truth is simple. You can have excuses, or you can have greatness, but you cannot have both. Discipline is the invisible force that shapes destinies. It doesn't scream for attention like motivation. It doesn't come and go like a fleeting feeling. Instead, it is silent, steady, and powerful enough to build empires, write timeless books, and transform ordinary people into extraordinary legends. Those who master discipline don't just chase success, they create it day after day, brick by brick. So, as you reflect on this story, ask yourself, will you wait for motivation to appear, or will you build a life where discipline leads the way? The truth is, every action you take today, no matter how small, becomes the foundation of your future self. Sparkles, if you found value in this story, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful insights that can transform your mindset and your future. Don't just be inspired, be disciplined. Your future self is waiting, and success will come to those who refuse to quit.